Newsbeat, the LSU Health Center has a new plan to fight the flu.
And new science majors are giving students options for their future.
And learn more about tailgating tradition for the ages.
All this and more. Newsbeat starts right now.
Newsbeat. I'm Kara St. Cyr.
And I'm Matt Houston. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, LSU police are investigating a stabbing that occurred Saturday on the parade grounds just before the first home football game of the season. Officials say the 911 call was placed from Pleasant Hall. LSU police have confirmed that the victim is not a student and his injuries are not life-threatening. Also, the department has not named a suspect.
Flu season is approaching fast and LSU students are already feeling its effects. Tiger TV reporter Hannah Campo talks more with the Student Health Center to learn about their plans to combat the flu.
Summer is ending as football season arrives, which also means the arrival of flu season. The LSU Student Health Center offers many resources to aid students during this time. Julie Huprich, Associate Director of the Health Center, tells us how they plan to help students this flu season.
The most common reasons students present to the Student Health Center really varies depending on the time of year, but I think right now we're primarily seeing some upper respiratory infections, just a little bit of flu, and a little bit of strep throat, a few cases of mono. So it's pretty routine what we're seeing right now. You know, we're pretty familiar with how the demand for healthcare increases during the fall semester, particularly, as I said, as we get into flu season. So we adjust staffing accordingly.
The Health Center will begin administering flu shots beginning October 2nd and ending the 5th during their annual Flu Shots on the Go campaign.
We'll be hosting our annual Flu Shots on the Go campaign, which means that we will be giving free flu shots to full-time students at remote locations throughout the campus community. So we'll be at the Business Education Complex, University Recreation, the Union, and also Middleton Library.
As the season of sickness approaches, it is important that students are aware of the steps they should take to stay in good health.
I would just say, you know, getting plenty of sleep, having a balanced diet, staying physically active, staying hydrated are all important ways to help maintain your health.
Stay healthy, Tigers. For Tiger TV, I'm Hannah Campo.
Get Tigers to get your flu shots.
LSU Cares has a secret formula for eliminating pre-test stress. It's just puppies. The organization brought therapy dogs to campus today to garner attention for their work with stressed or grieving students. Student Affairs Associate Director for Advocacy Tracy Blanchard says they know firsthand how high a student's stress level can get as testing begins for the first time this year, which is why LSU is committed to the well-being of its students with a little help from man's best friend.
When I worked in a psychiatric facility, I would bring 3 golden retrievers into the facility, and the difference was huge in people's moods and affect, and I think everybody can relate and trust an animal sometimes more than they can trust each other.
If you or someone you know is dealing with grief or anxiety, you can file a report or schedule an appointment at lsu.edu/LSUcares. And if you missed the dogs, Blanchard says they'll be back for midterms and finals. After the break, new science majors may spice up your academic career here at LSU.
We'll be right back.
There's no better place to study wildlife and wetland ecosystems than here in Louisiana. Tiger TV reporter Brittany LaFaso digs into one of the more unique majors LSU has to offer.
I grew up in the city of Detroit. My father was an automotive engineer. My mom was a mathematician. So they had these very technical jobs. But every summer they made sure to take us out into the country where we could go camping and fishing and hiking. And then I discovered through a family friend, you could do this as a job.
The LSU School of Renewable Natural Resources has 9 concentrations that give students an opportunity to study wildlife and ecosystems in the state with the most diverse wildlife and ecosystems in the country.
I always was fishing, hunting, doing all that, anything, you know, I could get my hands on outside or, you know, playing in the mud. My mom, you know, kept telling me, you never work a day in your life if you love what you do. And so right then is when I found out that I could come here through the academic market and study fisheries and aquaculture, you know, I was like, man, that's what I want to do because, you know, I don't want to work. I want to have fun.
Students capitalize on the advantages of living in a sportsman paradise.
I can see so many different things here in Louisiana without driving more than 100 or 200 miles. We have a lot more tidal freshwater wetlands. We've got the saltwater wetlands, and we got 400 miles almost from the Texas border to the Chandler Islands of wetlands. I describe it like wanting to study pyramids and being in Egypt. That's where they are, so that's where you study them. And Louisiana is just a great place to study wetlands.
Louisiana has a huge seafood industry, and it is very vulnerable to changes. Disturbances like hurricanes and oil spills could have drastic consequences.
We have here a study of the reproduction and growth of blue crabs. Fishermen had noticed following the BP oil spill, crabs were not as abundant, they weren't found in the same places, it didn't seem to be doing as well. We immediately sprung into action, and our faculty member, Dr. Julie Lively, is leading a project into what's going on with the crabs and maybe what we can do about it to help these fishermen continue to make a living and help the rest of us continue to enjoy seafood.
Students in this major have graduated to become wildlife-oriented veterinarians, the head of Fish and Wildlife Departments in Alaska, and director of the U.S. Fishing and Wildlife Service under George Bush.
They just like going outside. They like seeing wildlife. They like the sports of fishing and hunting. So because so many people have a connection to natural resources, this is a really valuable field to be in, and a field that's got a lot of future to it.
I am Brittany LaFawcett with Tiger TV.
Whether you love the mountains or the wetlands, the School of Natural Renewable Resources covers it all.
This weekend, LSU will face their first road challenge against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Tiger TV reporter Sean Pennison has more on their winning strategy.
This weekend, the Tigers will begin SEC play against Mississippi State. However, playing in Starkville will be a new challenge for this young team.
This is always exciting going on the road and playing, especially an SEC opponent. I know last year when we were going on road games, they'll play their chants like they do in the stands. I'm sure we'll have a lot of cowbell sounds today at practice to get used to it.
While some players are excited for the first road challenge, linebacker Devin White says this is nothing new.
To me, it's just another game. Obviously, it's an opponent that's in our conference, so it kind of means more with trying to get to the SEC championship, I guess. But it's just another game, another opponent.
It's very challenging. So I would say it's going to be a challenge, going to Starkville and playing this. They always play us tough. We always play them tough. So it's going to be a good battle. I'm just ready to get it going.
This weekend's matchup between the Bulldogs of Mississippi State and the LSU Tigers will involve two undefeated teams, each looking for a spot in the eventual SEC championship game. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Sean Pennison.
LSU will look to remain undefeated and make a run at that elusive SEC title.
After the break, we'll show you how one group has been showing their LSU pride with a classic tailgating tradition.
We'll be right back. LSU tailgating is as popular as the actual football team. Tiger TV's Dallas Gordon crashes the party of one group that's been pre-gaming on campus for 22 years.
We're not responsible for any behaviors today. And what happens at the tailgate stays at the tailgate. That's the rule. That's right.
Like many other LSU fans, the G&G Social and Pleasure Club takes part in the tailgating craze on Saturday mornings before LSU home games. They get their spot Friday at 5 p.m. as soon as LSU allows tailgate setup, and then take their kids to go see Mike the Tiger.
Are you an LSU fan just like me?
22 years at this spot. It's just a group of friends who got together, and we all put in and tailgating. It's open policy. We even invite the other teams.
For every single home game, the family affair typically starts early Saturday morning with the setup of tents and chairs. And then the fun begins. From the food to the drinks to the kids just running around and playing, the environment is filled with energy and most of all, LSU spirit.
Fireball is the drink of choice. Fireball.
It has not been a tradition just to tailgate, but also to attend the university.
I went to LSU, I graduated from LSU, my husband graduated from LSU, my daughter graduated from LSU.
And even though the group tailgates, they still go inside the stadium to support the team each and every game.
She's a loyal fan.
Never leave early. You never walk out on your team, win or losing. I never walk out.
For now, Dallas Gordon, Tiger TV.
Let's hope the fans will be extra pumped for the upcoming season.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Remember, all of our content is online at lsunow.com, and you can follow us on social media at LSU Tiger TV. But before we go, we want to give a shout-out to one of Tiger TV's very own, Larissa Bonaquisti, Miss Louisiana. Larissa finished in the top 7 of Sunday night's Miss America pageant and has drawn quite a bit of attention for her rousing ventriloquism performance, including mentions by Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show, an interview on Inside Edition, and tons of tweets and Facebook posts from Americans completely charmed by her talent selection for the pageant. We leave you tonight with the stylings of Larissa, Lucky, and Lucy.